when are we going to take that next step? That is really the big question here. And there's a few things we haven't looked at in a while, and I want to go over with you guys once again. ADA dominance, ADA BTC, kind of make an assessment where we're at there. But I want to show you that with BTC, we have not had the same level of chase that we had before, and this is a very good sign. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. It's been growing like crazy, and it's all because of you guys. Now, what I will say here is that ADA is seeing a little bit of a retracement here from the earlier prices in the day. Right now, it's about 7:34 a.m. Central Standard Time. We're seeing some U.S. selling to start the day, not a ton of it. But what I do want to point out is that we actually still have huge concentrations of leverage. First of all, on the BTC side, BTC is very easily cutting through a lot of this short leverage here. And you guys can see that from the bottom side. We did not get this level of chasing that we have seen in the past. Yes, there is some long leverage that came up to really thicker concentrations at about 104.5 or so. But for the most part, it's kind of stayed away from the local prices, understanding that there could be some fits. Obviously, we're still dealing with, some questions around the ceasefire. Nothing has happened yet at the time of filming this video. So hopefully everything kind of remains calm overseas. But that's where we're at right now. And BTC is doing a great job of pressing against this, causing some liquidations. And what I will say is in terms of ADA, we have big concentrations of leverage to the upside. I will say some longs have chased. Just understand that we do have basically a bigger concentration zone between these current prices, which right now, again, at the time of filming this video, about 57.65 down to about 55 cents or so. So if we do see some downside, that could be where we move in the short term. But look at how much in terms of hundreds of millions of ADA is sitting between 59 cents and about 63 cents. That could very easily be gotten in one quick flip, right? Not saying that has to happen for sure, but maybe this will give us a little bit of carry here. James Wynn, the historic terrible trader, is shorting at 107.1. Now, that being said, right now he is in profit, but potentially some liquidations to the upside happening there. Not maybe he's like the inverse Kramer. We'll see what happens. But what I really wanted to talk about here was actually ADA dominance and ADA BTC, because what we're doing is what we've done historically speaking. So first of all, ADA dominance is down to about 0.63%. This is some of the lowest levels we have seen since all the way back here, the early part of November of 2024, obviously the massive weeks that we had there. And what we're trying to do is hold some of these levels, hold relevance in the crypto market. The big problem that ADA and many other alts have had is that one, BTC demand has been so incredibly high. That's why BTC dominance has gotten so high and remained high in this market cycle, is because obviously institutional money has really pushed it to some extremes. Okay. Now, some have said that's good. And yeah, it can be good as long as some of the capital starts to flow back to alts, as long as retail confidence returns. But that's the big thing we've been waiting for, is that retail confidence to in fact return. What I will say here is on the weekly stochastic RSI, we've kind of flatlined. We actually have flipped back to the bullish side, which is a great sign to obviously start this green week so far here in terms of ADA dominance. And we have seen some times where this has led to some rallies. All right. When we've flatlined, we've created a little bit of green here. Not saying that has to happen for sure, but that's kind of the big extension that we're waiting for. And actually, just taking a look back at last market cycle, just as we're building kind of that inverse head and shoulders here, like we've talked about before, just like we did last market cycle, we're following this to a T. Could this be the moment where we see this pivot take place? Maybe, maybe not. I'm not ready to say that quite yet, but it is promising, showing that we quote unquote are that oversold, that we're this much down in terms of price and dominance. This could be a great moment for ADA to make up some ground here. Now, what I will say is that on the ADA BTC chart, doing the exact same thing, basically flatline there, slightly bullish flip. That's a great sign. Not oversold on the RSI. Would love to see us actually oversold on the RSI for this next leg here, but actually building a descending wedge here, potentially breaking out by, what is that? First week of July or so. We'll see what happens there again as well. But also, again, doing what we did last market cycle. It's not perfect, but this is kind of the point where things kicked off structurally, not for a timeline. Obviously, this timeline has been very different than cycles past. Like I've said many times before, we're very much mimicking what we did late 2020 or in 2017. Those are very much par for the course right now. And we're, again, just waiting for the confidence to be enough. We're waiting for retail to kind of get their heads out of their butts and just consistently accumulate and hold, rather than crying and flocking to stable coins like we've seen. I mean, this has been, one of the big things here. It's why we just haven't been able to break down quite yet. It's because retail's just scared shitless, for lack of a better term. Here's your BTC dominance, guys. It's a very distinct up and to the right trend. Again, when you're seeing billions and billions of BTC accumulated by institutional players, excuse me, it's very hard to see some ground made up by altcoins. But I understand this. Again, this is a long-term game. I am patient, as you should be as well. And basically, we're waiting for that switch to flip, where adoption takes place, and maybe there is an event that does it. I've said many times we doesn't need to be one, but it's looking like now we need something to change that mindset of retail. We need something to increase the optics or flip that confidence switch. We are getting good little bursts here and there, but we need something more sustainable. The question is obviously, what is that going to be? So just wanted to share that with you guys. Appreciate you as always. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.